Hey guys, coming at you with another YouTube video from Gunnersville Lake, Alabama, here for family reunion, and it's kind of late at night, so I was able to pump out a Scar model. As you can see, this is the model, and it's a fairly nice model. It is designed off of the original FNH HAMR. It is a 5.56 by 45 caliber round, I believe, in a 20 to 30 round magazine. 5.56 by 45 NATO, 650 rounds per minute, fully automatic, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. But this model is actually featured in a game. It's called Black Ops 2. The game model does differ a little bit from this model. And the game model also gives you a drum magazine off of an M4/M16. I don't know which one is which, because FNH actually does not sell that in this model. The model itself comes with a 20 to 30 round magazine. Like I said, it's just a straight box mag, but Black Ops 2 features it with a M4/M16 drum magazine. Just wanted to point out the difference there. However, the magazine isn't in this model, so it doesn't really matter either way. So starting with the buttstock back here, as you can see, there is a folding pin inside of it, and it folds just like the real model will. I based this model to look almost identical to the real thing. The stock folds up against the upper receiver there, and then you fold it back like that. Also, it is a collapsible stock. There is a little pin in the side right here, right there, and you simply pull that pin out of that little hole, grab your stock, move it back, put the pin back inside the hole right about there, grab your stock, and the stock goes right there. So this is the longest position when the stock is uncollapsed. As you can see, if you have long arms, this would be a great model for you guys. And then this is the shortest position right here. So it's an overall great little stock design. Really captured the look of the FNH design. Moving on, we have ourselves a pistol grip slanted so that whenever you're holding it, your hand is comfortable. Another thing, the trigger works just like the real thing and has a rubber band within it, so the rubber band pulls it back from point A to point B, so it keeps the trigger at this angle, and anytime you pull it forward, the rubber band will pull the trigger back. So it's a auto resetting trigger. And this little bar right here rotates this way and is your fire selector switch from full auto to semi-auto to safety. This little circle right here is your magazine release. So if I had a magazine inside of it, I would have had to press the little circle to release the magazine. In theory, the actual magazine doesn't release. I'm relying on friction and studs at the top of the magazine well to hold the magazine in place. Moving on. As you can see, the fire selector is ambidextrous as well as the magazine release, so it's on both sides. However, the shell ejection port, which is this little square right here, is not on both sides. I made this specifically for right-hand shooters. If it was left-hand shooters, the magazine release would be in this spot right here. However, at the same time, the charging handle, which is this small rectangle sitting out over here, is ambidextrous as well. That's on both sides, as you can see. Also, whenever you pull back on the charging handle to charge the weapon like you would in real life, the shell ejection port moves back and would, in theory, chamber around if this were a real model. So it works just like the real thing. Also, moving on, I'd like to point out before we move on, there is a rubber band space inside of this part right here. Therefore, whenever you charge it, it will spring back into place just like the real model would. Moving on, the magazine well is right here. As you can see, it's just a hollow place for a magazine that's 8 studs at the longest. Below it, or below the upper receiver here, we have a rubberized grip, which as you can see is this piece there. On the bottom of it, we also have a tactical rail system, but above it we have our rubber grip, so it's basically a handguard. From what I'm told, it cuts down on heat moving into your hand. As you can see, I just did a little design here with these little cutouts in the middle. It's not actually on the model, but I like those cutouts, so I put that on there. On the side here, we also have another tactical rail system. We also have that on this side as well. Also, on top of the model, if I could click right with my mouse, we have ourselves another tactical rail system on the very top all the way throughout the model. In the back here, we have our rear foldable iron sights. There is a tire supposed to be in between those, but LDD does not read the fact that the tire is stationed there, therefore I can't do that there. In real life, you'd have to push the tire in between two members of a bar, and it's not really sticking to any Lego piece, therefore LDD doesn't register that fact. That sight is foldable, like I said. And then we have our front sight, which is a ring with a post in the middle. I haven't put the post on it yet. I probably should, but I just haven't gotten around to it. It is also foldable, just to prove to you guys that it is foldable. As you can see, it folds flat across the top of the barrel, and it looks great. Also, we have ourselves a barrel with a muzzle brake on the end. As you can see, starting out of the model here, we come up into our sight ring. It just wraps around the barrel. You put the sight on it, and then the barrel continues onto the muzzle brake here. The muzzle brake is hollow, and on the inside, which I'm about to do, is a black circle to represent the end of the barrel. So basically, it's like the real deal. And that's pretty much all the working features of this model. As you can see, it is fairly close to being basically spot on with the normal HAMR itself. I really enjoy the HAMR model. It is the first of its kind to crossbreed an assault rifle and a light machine gun. I don't think it's the first of its kind in terms of how it operates, but it might be. But basically, it operates from open to closed bolt, or it might be the other way around, vice versa, I'm not really sure. But as the weapon heats up, it switches from open bolt to closed bolt, vice versa, like I said. And it basically slows the rate of fire down so that you stay on point with accuracy. And that's a really interesting feature that I didn't know about until I read the bio on it. So that's one of the greatest things ever. Like I said, this model is fully functional. You got your foldable stock, your collapsible stock, your iron sights in the back and front fold, ambidextrous charging handle, your shell ejection port moves back whenever you charge the weapon. You have your four-sided rail system, top, bottom, both sides. Your magazine works. You can put it in, you can press the magazine release and release the magazine. Your ambidextrous fire selector, your working trigger, and above all, just an amazing model in terms of accuracy to the real thing. And this was a really cool model to build. It took me at least 2 hours, and it's the second LMG I've ever done out of Legos. I really don't like big models, especially doing them on the computer, because the computer it just doesn't give you the correct feel for the bricks. There's something about having them in your hand and touching it and getting a feel for everything that you really know what you're doing. One of my biggest concerns is I designed this model for strength, but at the same time I don't feel it in my hands, so I can't certify it that you could drop it and it won't break completely. Anytime you drop a Lego model, there's bound to be this one piece that comes off. But I really strive to make my models to the point where if you drop them, it won't break critically. There might be like a few top rail pieces that come off and whatever, but I make sure that the entire body itself, if you drop it, you're not going to get any fatal damage that makes you scrap the entire project and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my FNH Scar Hammer. This is complete version 1. Coming up in future updates, I might add an optic, an attachment, something like that to it. Probably will make a magazine in the future. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. I'm kind of lazy. Wanted to get this video done and uploaded. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos like this one. I hope you guys enjoy the model, and remember, I like you guys. We'll see you guys later.